I always think about my mom who will say, "Oh, this is just who I am. This is part of my genes," and sometimes it felt like such a cop out. You have a very specific viewpoint on genes. So why focused on genes?
I'll be the first to say, as a genetic specialist, genetics are not everything. I think a big issue in today's space is you have all these absolutist people saying, my way is the only way, or always eat this, or never eat that, or everyone needs this supplement. Anyone that talks in absolutes, always or never, does not understand the complexity of the human body, and they're probably trying to sell you something. There are some more general type things. I know you have pluck organ meats or like magnesium. These are relatively safe things that people can dabble with and experiment with to see how they feel. By and large, it's very absolutist with people, and I'm the guy to help add that level of nuance. It's so much contradictory health information. People are so overwhelmed. Genetics aren't a cop-out for everything, right? And it's funny, you mentioned your mother. I have a genetic mutation that means I break down adrenaline and dopamine a lot slower than most people. So it makes me a very sensitive guy. I even think of my favorite song, I could give myself goosebumps, right? High dopamine guy, but also very prone to being startled. Like, I can't watch scary movies. It's not the gore or it's the jumpiness, right? Like the fight or flight goes on. I'm ready to like throw hands with the TV screen, right? I used to always say a lot how, oh, I'm overwhelmed, that's who I am. And I think that's true to some extent. I don't think it's a universal cop-out. I sense things and feel things more deeply, and I have 2 mutations in this gene. Around 80% of the people I work with, 70-80% have 1 mutation there. Maybe 8-ish% or so have 2. So we're not talking about like 1 in a million mutations here. Yeah, I just see genetics expedite the process and help people get crystal clear on what they should and shouldn't be doing. So forget about saving the money on trying all these things that don't really work for you or make you feel worse. What's our most precious resource? Our time. The time it takes to experiment, flounder around this or that versus getting all of the answers up front for you with the genetics.
Did you grow up feeling different but not knowing what it was? And then once you started going down this path of studying genes and becoming a doctor, how did that help you with understanding yourself?
Great question. I'm talking about the COMT gene. That's that dopamine gene I was talking about. I was looking at my 23andMe data trying to fix my own health. I had a lot of anxiety issues, brain fog issues, sleep issues, headaches. One of the first genes I looked at, wow, that works 4 times slower than in regular people. What does that need to function? Well, it needs magnesium to function. Maybe I should try taking some of that. And it needs something called SAMe, S-adenosylmethionine, to function. So I tried those 2 nutrients and they literally changed my life overnight.
What happened? Like, how did
I felt noticeably more calm, cool, collected. My brain could be kind of neurotic at times, right? Like fixating on things. And I noticed just the baseline stress was a lot less. Every person is a unique shape. And the goal of helping people with the genetics, the supplements, the foods and things, it's not to change the shape of you. It's more so to like smooth out the edges. I'm not trying to change my personality type completely. Me being a sensitive guy is what makes me great in a lot of aspects too. How do we learn to dance around some of our genetic shortcomings to support them? So a lot less fixation and a lot lower baseline stress. And I was like, holy crap, I really needed these. They helped me so much. Granted, I was probably deficient in magnesium too, right? That's a whole other aspect, right? Baseline deficiencies. But that's what led me to start doing this for friends and family for a few years. I've been doing this for 8 years at this point, but as an official business for around 2.5, I worked with over 700 people to do exactly what I did for myself. Every client I work with gets the genetics done because again, it really just expedites the process and helps them get clear on those answers and combine it with the proper supplement science. I mean, that could be a whole other episode. All of the horror stories, all these weird reactions to supplements. I think people really underestimate how many people get damaged or harmed by natural supplements. Who are you going to call if you realize you're having panic attacks from this supplement, right? You don't go pick up the phone and call the manufacturer, right? Like you willingly bought them and put them in your own body.
Well, you probably don't even connect that you're having that issue from the supplement. So walk me through, if I were coming to you for the first time to work with you, what is the process that you go through towards supporting people with their health?
Like I said, genetic testing. I work with the company Self-Decode. They test over 100 million mutations. It's very, very comprehensive. And it's not like these other tests that says, oh, we checked 50 mutations. They'll map out, I think it's around 800,000 mutations come into play to gauge manage your oxalate sensitivity. Have you ever heard of oxalates before?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
well, I
like
hear about them in food, right?
Yeah, exactly. You have the carnivore people screaming, oxalates can cause gut issues. No one should ever have them. That's a bunch of crap.
You're telling me people can't eat vegetables?
Well, some people, based on their genetics, based on their gut microbiome, really want to be mindful with oxalates. I've changed people's lives by educating them based on 800,000 different mutations. You're more sensitive to oxalates. You see how that's a lot different and a lot more accurate than just saying, oh, you have one mutation that's linked to oxalate sensitivity. You could have 3 others that make you less sensitive to them, right? So what is the net effect? You need really deep, comprehensive data. AI, machine learning helps a lot with it. I see a missing piece is the level of nuance and really making it digestible for people. You don't need a 50-page report and you're so overwhelmed. So I actually use that analysis, some of my own tools. I hand make my reports. Not super scalable, but right now I'm really focusing on what helps people the most, offering that white glove service. And we have a one-on-one call for an hour going through everything point by point, because you're more than just genes on paper. There's probably going to be, depending on the person, 30 to 50 supplement recommendations, but I would never put anyone on all those at once. I need to hear how you wake up in the morning. If you have anxiety and depression, how do those interact together? Are you more on the depressed side and it makes you anxious? Or are you so anxious all day trying to do everything and then some that you're burnt out and depressed at the end of the day? On paper versus talking to the person, I really think produces a lot better health outcomes by having that call, making sure you understand the language of your body, not just here's some pills, take them.
If you enjoyed the clip from the podcast, make sure to check out the next video up here, or head over to watch the full episode down here. And before you go, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Come on. Yeah, thanks for watching.